Good evening, Breaking Brown family. Good evening, Your Black World family. And you all have to excuse me today. I'm drinking a little tea. I just got up. Uh, but I wanted to talk about something that happened on my page yesterday. And you all who on my page know that I started a little bit of a, I don't know what you describe it, maybe a kerfuffle yesterday for talking about Black culture and the value of Black culture, especially the value of African American culture. And I just want to tell you, first of all, what got me started on this tear. I have been some kind of way since Thanksgiving. Uh, Something that really annoyed me on Thanksgiving was this whole idea, this whole meme. You remember the meme that went around? Oh, our Thanksgiving is better than the white Thanksgiving. We got turkey. And they shared the white plates versus the black plates. The white plates look like something out of a cafeteria. White people can't cook like this. We have macaroni and cheese and candied yams, and white people have a roll and a biscuit, and they don't really have what we have, and nobody can do it like black people. And this to me was just the silliest nonsense I've seen in quite some time. Um, for the most part, white people don't care about how wonderful your Thanksgiving is, and like that's not even something that's not even something to brag about. Like these silly cultural differences that black people see that they cling on to, you know, because we lack a certain material. We lack material wealth. We don't have wealth. We don't own things. We don't own resources. We don't own capital. So only thing we have left is, well, look at my fried chicken. So I found that so silly, and I found the people who were passing that meme around so silly. Hey, you've heard that stuff. The white people just can't. Their culture is just not like our culture. Well, the thing is, funny as it turns out, a lot of what you think is black culture is actually white culture. Where everything from potato pie to jumping the broom to a lot of that stuff comes from some Scots culture and from European culture. So it's a melding. So a lot of what we consider African American culture in this country is really comes from European culture, or it is American culture. It's hard to have a distinctly African American culture within a majority white population. And even that, we don't control our culture. So you can say, well, no, point to hip hop. Hip hop, that's our culture. Listen, the only way hip hop even goes around the world and back is because white capital supports it. White capitalism, that same system that marginalizes and exploits black labor, that's the capitalism that shoots Lil Wayne around the world, and all these other rappers. It could be that may not be authentically what's happening in the hood right now. That it could be a dude who's much better and much popular, but because white executives don't support him, you're not going to see him as part of your culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Here's the issue. I'm not saying that there's no value at all to what is perceived as black culture. I'm saying the weight that we put on that is debilitating. It is absolutely debilitating. And I hear people say, well, we couldn't have done anything. Black people could never have achieved anything without black culture. Black culture, we could never do anything. Listen, the people who run the world, the global elite who run everything, they run everything because they control resources. They run everything because they have the big guns. They don't run everything because they have superior culture. There is a place for culture. I'm sure black church is a part of black culture, and I have my own criticisms of the black church. I have a lot of them. But I think black culture has, or that aspect of black culture especially, has helped black people, deal with it and endure. But in terms of helping you exceed, I don't see where black culture has a function in that. And I don't see why black culture is exalted in the way we sort of fetishize black culture in comparison to white culture, and pat ourselves on the back and make ourselves feel good. And the question I asked, what the question I asked yesterday is, what good is black culture if it doesn't materially benefit you in some way? Somebody told me on my thread yesterday, well, the Aborigines have a superior culture to white people. I'm not saying they don't. I believe a lot of primitive cultures have a superior culture to Europe, to Europeans, in terms of the Europeans who took over the world. But listen, the Aborigines live at the whim of white Australians. their culture may be superior, but it hasn't benefited them in terms of liberating them from that type of oppression. So, you know, this fetishization with black culture and American culture, where something like 38% of black kids are poor. A black man is 6 times as likely to be in jail as a white man. These are the statistics that we're faced with while you're passing around pictures of fried chicken and how your turkey. Oh, look at how your turkey is plated so much better than the white person's plate. Who cares? Like, so what if you make a better Thanksgiving meal? People say about, well, nothing exists outside of culture. And no, yeah, no. Some stuff does exist outside of culture. And when I brought up capitalism, somebody said, well, black capitalism. Listen, let me just say something. Things do exist outside of culture. Outside of culture, you have politics. Politics is the way people split up resources, scarce resources in this country. That is what politics is. One of the greatest distributions of wealth came in the 1930s. In the 1930s, what happened was that the people who didn't have anything waged class warfare against the people who had everything, and gained everything from unemployment insurance to labor protections. That all happened in that period, in that New Deal that New Deal period. That's where the money comes from. That's the source for uplift. I'm not saying that in this thing that there's no value to culture, there's no value at all to black people who want to be capitalists. If you want to be a capitalist, that's very good for enriching you and your family. But there's not enough Negro capitalists, not enough Negroes who want to be capitalists, not enough money in the African American community to lift the black poor up with black capitalism. That's what I'm saying. In black culture, it may make you feel better and make you endure poverty, but it's not going to lift you up out of poverty. So my whole thing is, stop this fetishization with black culture and black poetry. The truth of the matter is, I like black poetry. I do. But let's be honest, I like a little T.S. Eliot too. I think James Baldwin may very well be the best essayist in American history. But I read a little Gore Vidal too. This obsession with everything in black culture, as if black culture is not touched by the larger white culture. We make up 13-14% of the population, and you're going to talk to me about black culture? What is black culture? What differentiates black culture from the larger white culture within a minority population like the African American population? I'm just asking. I mean, these are the things we should consider when we just start talking about how we have this spiritual culture and we're somehow superior, because that's really what it is. We're trying to grab a hold to something because we don't have anything. So we don't have anything. Well, we have culture. We have culture. You can't talk about our culture. We're superior. Screw your culture, man. I just don't want to hear anything about. Can we focus on something that truly, truly matters in terms of material wealth, in terms of black poverty? Can we focus on something like that? Or are we just gonna pass around Thanksgiving chicken memes and turkey and dressing and, oh, look at my collard greens? Can we just stop doing that? It seems like a fair question.